Hello everybody. I've not been on for quite a while because I've had a really crazy busy month. I've had my first exhibition, which was fantastic, which I did with two fabulous artists, Andrea Hitch and Jude Shaw, and we put together this exhibition at very short notice, and it's just, oh, that sounds like the post, and it's just been a really crazy busy month, so I've not had much time to even get to the studio, let alone do some filming. So today's been the first day in a while that I've just had off to myself, so I thought I'd get some work done because I have Belper Arts Festival coming up this weekend, which I need to make some cards for because I've almost sold out of all my other cards, and I decided rather than print some or get some more printed, I thought I'd just make my own. So, and it's been a really good challenge for me because I'm a detail person most of the time, unless I'm doing abstract backgrounds. So doing this little exercise, playing with watercolours, just really quick, non-detail focused drawings just for cards that I can sell and use as cards, has been great. So let's get into it and see what happens. So what I've done already is just choose some pictures that I wanted to use for reference, and I've just done a quick sketch. And because my pictures are on my phone and I'm using my phone to record, I'm going to have to paint without looking at the reference pictures because I haven't been organised enough today to send them to my iPad. I only did 3 because I couldn't find a pencil. The only pencil I managed to find searching through all my drawers was this one, and it's not sharp, so it's almost completely blunt now, and I can't find a pencil sharpener. So that's the sort of day I'm having today. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but what I want to do is really focus on being able to quick sketch, because these are going to be cards and I don't want to spend a lot of time on doing cards because I'm only going to sell them for a very, £3-4. So I don't want to spend hours and hours on something I'm going to sell for less than minimum wage, So what I've done is just give myself little markers as to where some of the darker spots are. And I'm just going to try and remember some of the colours. And it's just going to be a really loose and quick sketch is what I'm hoping. So let's just start off. And loose, quick sketching is not what I'm used to. So this is going to be really interesting for me. I'm just starting off where some of the darker little bits are. And I remember this bit over here was a kind of a washed out blue. And what I'm going to do after this is go over with an ink just to mark out where some of the trees were. And I'm just really quickly mixing some colours here. And when I want to wash them out, just use a little bit more water. And what I can do when I want to is when I do the ink sketching, I can just go back and look to see where that was, to see where all of the different trees were, because I know some of these had different sorts of trees and different patterns. But I just want to get a really basic, quick little sketch done there. I know this was a green field, so we'll do this bit. Or was it this bit? No, it was this bit. And this bit was a nice green field. This bit was a line of trees that was a little bit darker and had lots of little bushes going up. there was little bits of brown in there where lots of bushes were, so I'm just going to show that by adding some little bits of brown where these little bushes were. And I know here was a little row of bushes. So all you need to do is just add in some of the darker colours where you want to show some definition. I know there were some darker trees along there and some little bushes. This, I seem to remember, was quite a bit of field. With just some little bushes dappled about. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And I'm just kind of mixing colours as I go. This I remember what had some green on it, but it was mainly shrubs and bushes. So I'm just going to add some nice green background colour to start off with. And what I will do is trim a lot of this. Now this here was the river. That looked quite black on the photograph. On that side, but on the other side it didn't. There. I'm going to add just a little touch of blue, a bit of green. And the bridge I'm going to mainly leave white. I'm just going to fill in where it was darkest. And it had a rail. There was like little bits that you could see on the picture. I'm going to mix a lighter, kind of lighter browny colour because there was some kind of brick situations going on there. Just to show. And then here with some little trees. And shrubs. And this bit was mainly dried grasses and shrubs. So I'm just going to do a little mix of colours there. So that I can go back in when it's drier. So that's one done. So I'm okay with that. That's quite cool. I'll just put a little bit of brown there. So that's one. A little bit of yellow on the tops of these, because I remember there was some flowers here. Right, that's one. I don't know how long that took me, but I'm pretty pleased. This one is a nice little lake scene, and the water kind of looked a bluey green. I'm going to start off with a wash of blue with a bit of grey mixed in it. And there was areas where it was darker. And these were ripples. That formed kind of a funny little pattern. This was little twiggly bits, so I'll fill that in a bit. And at the back here was some kind of light greenish trees. So I'm just going to start off with one wash and then go back and fill that in where I know, like there was one large tree, and here was some darker areas, and there. And all around here, different colours of trees. This was a kind of a funny, almost purpley coloured bush that was there. And next to that was a big area of green reeds. We'll just add some dots of darker colours where I want the trees to be, and we'll just smudge them all out a little bit so they blend, they mix in with each other. And then I'm going to just add these roofs were kind of like a, they looked almost purplish. And there was a red purplish chimney there. buildings were white, so I'm going to leave them as they are, but they did have a few kind of bricks. Visible, and I'm not sure what this was. I couldn't really see. I think it was like a wall or something. We'll just add that in a little bit of grey, and there was a grey area just there, and then these were some more plants. This again, I think this was a grey roof. I can't remember, but it's going to be grey now. And I remember these doors looked kind of red. It was 3 long windows. And then there was a thing here. There was some bricks and things. And then this were 3 trees, or little trees and branches, that were on a little island in the middle of the lake that just sits there. And then the rest again were just trees. This I remember was a big fir tree, had a specific shape, and this one. And then there was some branches and darker areas there, remember? And lots of trees and shrubs and reeds and things all in front of this. And behind it, so we're doing okay. So we're just gonna make that look like it's shrubs and brush and things coming out there. And I remember there was a tree, some branches back up there and there. I'll just stick a few branches and things in there. I think this was a house, but it was kind of partially hidden. And we just need, it was a cloudy sky, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of a wash. Where clouds are going to be, I'll leave gaps. You can see that's one more done. So this one was an old brick shed. So what I'm just going to do is just dot some shapes there. These windows were quite dark. This was an old just brick building, so we'll have that kind of a brown and just make it look like it's built out of stone. I'm going to leave quite a lot of it quite light. So this is where the roof is caved in. And this must have been an old tin building that's by the side of it. So once I go back in with the ink, I can just sharpen off where the marks are that I want. So I'm just going to add in some of the branches of this tree that were there. These trees were quite silhouetted, so it's nice to just draw them in black straight away. Mixed a bit of the brown with the black. And then I'll go back with the ink and define some more of these branches. And this was a really, really green grass here. Mix a couple of colours there, and then on the top of that was a brick wall. So we're just going to do a really nice wash of the green with some darker shades in it, just to show tonal contrast. And the sky was quite grey that day, I seem to remember. This was another brick wall. We'll just do a few dots there, and then when I come to do the ink, I'll just define some of the bricks a bit more. So all I'm going to do for the sky is just add a smattering of grey and then just wash it out. Probably should have done that first, but I quite like doing the skies later. Sometimes just to give a general appearance that the sky is there. But it was a very white, cloudy day that day. So I don't want a lot of colour in the sky. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of water on the brush. To mix some of the colours that are already there. There you go. So I think we're done. What I'm going to do now is let all of this dry, and then I'll come back to it with my ink pen and just cut out a few. Oh, I just realised I want a bit of a sky there as well. I'll go back with my ink pen, just decide where I want a little bit more definition, and then that will be that. I'll decide which one I want to use. For this one, I think I'll probably have a lot of definition because I'll define all of the houses a little bit more, and maybe some of the ripples. And for these ones, maybe not quite so much, maybe just a few outlines where the windows are and where the edge is. So you need to let it dry completely before you come back with the ink pen. And then just decide where you want your definition. And there we go. So thank you very much for watching. I know this has been quite a long video, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.